This is a test. This station is conducting a test of the emergency broadcasting system. This is only a test.
Alright, so this is a test. I got my Canon T2i, a camera that I've had for a long time. I can't remember when I bought it. I think I bought it like 3 years ago. I got it, it was like a Amazon deal where I got the T2i with the 18-55 stock lens and the 55-200, and I was super happy and excited because the T2i shot great video. Now before the T2i, I'm a Nikon guy, so I've always been a Nikon guy ever since my film days. In fact, I'm going to show you the camera that I learned photography on. This guy right here. This is the camera that I learned everything on. The Nikon FM2. This is the camera that my dad used. This vertical grip, this motor, I bought years later when I was into photography. But this camera traveled with my family and I everywhere. And I learned photography using this camera. Then at work, and then at my first real job after college, I got this camera, the Nikon D70, and this was like our first, or actually at my job it was the second digital camera. The first digital camera that where I work ever got was the Fuji FS1 or something, F1, S1, and that was like, oh my gosh, it was a Fuji digital SLR that had a Nikon mount, so you can use Nikon lenses on. Amazing camera for the time. And then we switched to the Nikon D70. Then a few years after that, or maybe a year or two after that, I convinced them to buy me the D300. After that, they got me the camera that I currently use at work, which is the Nikon D800. But I like video, and I always wanted to do video, so I decided to buy the Nikon D90, which is a great camera, takes great pictures. In fact, you can probably still find it at B&H, I think, or on Amazon. Great cheap camera that shoots 720p video. I think that's the limit. It had no microphone input. The video wasn't that great, so I wanted something to do video. I wanted to do videos. That's when I found out that Canon was really the DSLR video king at the time, and they might still be. So I got the T2i. Now I had used the T2i with a black lantern, magic lantern hack, which you install on the memory card, and it allows you to unlock all these other features, like being able to use an external mic, any type of external mic, because these cameras have this weird auto gain feature that when you plug in a regular mic through the little head mic jack, your audio sounds horrible unless you get a microphone like the Rode mic that I'm using right now to shoot. I did that for a while, and I just recently decided to start vlogging, so I got myself a Joby GorillaPod, not the same one that a lot of vloggers use, including Casey Neistat. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, but I got the one level down, which is the SLR version, which is just one step down for it. I mean, it's only 40 bucks. I got it at Best Buy. This camera isn't that heavy. The lens that I'm using is heavy, unfortunately. It's a Sigma Zoom 17-50 f2.8 lens. It's a great lens. It's a great alternative to buying a Canon or a Nikon lens. If you use Nikon, this is a great alternative. They're like a quarter of the price, and it's great glass. I love it. I shoot all of my family photos at home. When I can't use my camera from work, my Nikon D800, I use this. My wife has a blog, and I take all the photos for her blog with this camera, with this lens. Now for vlogging, even though I have the Rode mic, which gives me this wonderful audio, and now I have this GorillaPod that I can hold and do this with, a couple things. I can't see myself, so I don't know if I'm lining this shot up right. I mean, I have a mirror here, so I can see myself in the mirror. Hello. But I'm kind of guesstimating. I have the focal length set to 2 feet, so I'm trying to keep the lens, I'm guessing, 2 feet away from my face so I can stay in focus. And I'm walking through my apartment right now because I have white balance set to auto. I have the ISO set to auto. I have the shutter speed set to 60, and I'm at f2.8. So this camera doesn't have a flip out LCD screen like the Canon D70, which is like the favorite of so many vloggers, including Casey, although I think he uses the D80 now. So that's on my wish list. Get a D8, get a D70, maybe a used or refurbished one. And I definitely need a lighter lens. This lens is very heavy. My arm is already starting to get tired. I'm switching arms there. So the lens that most vloggers use is the Canon 10 to 18 or 10 to 17. Can't remember, but it's a great lens, which leads me to my second thing, which is autofocus. See, I'm guessing the focus right now. I set it to 2 feet because I'm holding it, I'm guessing 2 feet away from my face. It would be great to be able to have autofocus. I mean, this camera does do autofocus. I can autofocus while I'm recording, but I have to hold the button down and the focus is so slow. So it's not even worth it. But the Canon D70 does autofocus. You can see yourself on the screen. And if I have the right lens, it'll be a home run. So in the meantime, I'm going to try to shoot with this setup. I have a very inexpensive GoPro-like camera, an action camera, which I'll show you guys. I have the Xiaomi Yi, which for 80 bucks, it's like the best action camera outside of GoPro. It has a few issues. It does overheat very fast. If you use it in the waterproof housing, you only get maybe 10 minutes if you're lucky before the housing itself starts fogging up from the inside because of the heat of the camera. The quality, it's not Hero 4 Black quality. It's maybe Hero 4 Silver, kind of comparable. It's definitely better than the Session, not the new Session that's coming out, but the original Hero Session. And it's great. I mean, it's, again, for 80 bucks, you can't go wrong. So I've shot some stuff with this, and I'm gonna continue to use it at least until I get the GoPro Hero 5, which I'm definitely going to pick up. I already got the okay from the wife, so I'm very psyched about that. Hopefully they'll add that to my arsenal and I'll be able to produce better videos with it. I'm planning on going to Comic-Con, so I hope to get the Hero 5 before Comic-Con so I can use it. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to bring this thing with me, which I don't know if I wanna do. Then I can bring that little action camera, the Xiaomi Yi, with me. But again, I don't have extra battery for it, and the battery life on that is horrible. Then there's this. There's an iPhone. I mean, I can shoot with my iPhone 5S, which, you know, would be great. Quality is probably not going to be as great, but I do have a new work phone that they just gave me. I got an iPhone 6 for work, so I can probably get away with shooting a lot of stuff with my iPhone as well. But again, we'll see how it goes. I'm rambling, but it's because I really wanted to share this information with you. I also want to practice looking at the lens, being that I'm new to this, you know. So thanks for listening. Hopefully I will be able to produce some click-worthy videos. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. If you're dizzy because I've been moving around, I apologize. I just wanted to, again, test the light. So that's it. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time.